Welcome back to All the Above with me, Emma Kyo. I can't believe already we are how many episodes deep in? I think 10, 11 episodes. And this episode is going to be something different, something a bit more, a little in-depth in spirituality, in enlightenment as well. It's all about manifesting visualization and the power of gratitude. And when I was thinking of this, I said to myself, who is it that I want to get on board? It is the one and only Anna O'Connor.
Oh, thank you for having me. Delighted to be here.
Yeah, so not only are you a singer-songwriter and you have your own podcast, The Gratitude Attitude.
Yeah, I have a lot going on, and I love your podcast, All of the Above, because it makes me feel okay about having loads of stuff going on. You know, I've kind of a bit of everything, and I don't want a niche. I like creativity. I like writing music. I like the podcast. I like self-development. So yeah, I'm a bit of everything.
Yeah.
All of the above.
Yeah. And I think that's why, even getting guests on as well, and you know yourself, I think we really try to pigeonhole ourselves being like, I need the self-development. I need to have the healing, the feeling. Because when I started my podcast initially years ago, I thought I had to be so self-development.
Yeah.
But then you're like, you need
don't
everything.
have to be just that. Yeah. Nobody can be just that. My whole personality isn't self-development. It's at the core, I would say, and it really helps me with everything else. But I mean, I like a bit of crack. I like, there's other stuff I like. It's not just the one thing, and that's it. And self-development, it helps with everything else. That's what I would say.
Yeah, because I was like that. I'd say when I started going down the self-development route, and all the listeners listening in as well, like we all have our own journey of self-development, of growing, of flowing, of crying, flying, whatever it is that you're going through. But I nearly felt like that was becoming my personality.
Yeah.
And then I only said to you off air there, off the pod, I was like, I'm healing from the healing. Like, I'm wrecked.
Yeah. I remember being in my healing as well. And it was like sea swim, meditation, gratitude. Like, sometimes you've got to give yourself a break. And then you'll find a happy medium. I was listening to your podcast actually during the week. And you were talking, I don't know what episode it was, but you were talking about, wake up and see how you feel. Yeah. Some days I'll get back into bed with a coffee and write my gratitude list, but some days I'll get straight out and do a walk. Some days I'll sleep on. Some day it doesn't have to be the same every day, and you don't have to beat yourself up if you don't do everything all of the time. Even by listening to this podcast, you're doing something good for yourself.
Yeah, one thing that I found, and like I want to ask you this as well, I always felt I had to like write a list of things and like, right, this is what I need to do every day. And if I didn't tick it off every day, then it felt like I wasn't, healing. I wasn't complete. My day wasn't, functional. That's why I definitely feel I'm on the spectrum to a point. As an
Aren't
ADHD.
we all?
Yeah, I know. Aren't we all? But and I've said this before. But then there comes a point where you have to show compassion to yourself, being like, are you really in the mood to take out your journal today?
Yeah.
Do you really want to do that, or would you serve better just going for a walk in the park and sitting on a bench or laying in bed for that extra hour? You have to really accommodate you. Have you found that as well?
Yes, definitely. I'm laughing here. We're supposed to be all go for the self-development, but actually I am, but I've come full circle. Like you, it was my whole personality for a while, but now I'm like, well, I know what serves me. Get to know, try all of the things, and not everything will be for you. I've done things like, like, I'm not big into the yoga, but some people are. Some people are into the meditation. I'm into maybe the journaling and the gratitude. Yeah. Find the things that suit you. And it can change over time as well. It depends, have you time? Some people like going for long walks, listen to a podcast. Some people don't have time because they have young kids and they might want to do something else. So it depends on where you are in your life, where you are. Like when I was in my healing, like we've all had our healing because everybody has ups and downs.
We'll get into that, folks, as well.
Yeah, but when you're in your healing, I mean, I was like, right, I knew I needed to do these things and do everything to try and get myself out of that. But like that, then you go, right, I'm fecking done with this healing now for a while and I'm just going to live,
I feel I'm at that point as well because like I'd say stuff happened to me, say like in 2020 and then 2023 and now it's 2026. I'm like, I just want to chill now. I just want to either chill in my bed and not do anything, or just go to a rave. Yeah. Or just have like a drink or two, or just do nothing. Yeah. Like we don't have to tick off the list. Yeah. Like, yes, I do my yoga. Yes, I do, meditate. I breath work here and there. Like I don't have a 10 steps morning routine and wake up at 5 a.m. Yeah. You have to have that balance.
And if you do, that's great too. Yeah. If that's working for you.
100%. There's no shade. I'd never take anyone down.
Over the years, I've had sections. Same. What I would say I've learned from self-development, it's gas because people probably came onto this podcast thinking we're going to be pushing. Like we are both very much at the top of the self-development like game in this country. We're doing it. We're podcasting about it, but it's kind of to lay off yourself a bit is a little bit of the self-development. But I've had phases, and I think it's important to lock in sometimes and it'll work for you. But I have had phases that I've done 6 a.m. starts, done my gratitude, done my journaling, done my meditation, got out for my exercise and worked on my business and locked in for maybe like the longest would have been 3 months. I couldn't keep that going forever. You can't. But sometimes you can do that. And that I have done it a few times and I can tell you that does bring you up. Like it has helped a lot.
It's kind of like a level. It's like
a level up.
Yeah, big time. And it's nearly like, I always get these downloads when I talk to people as well. So, and I get these analogies. It's kind of like our life is like a video game. It's how
I say this all the time in the simulation.
I saw something on your Instagram page and I need to talk to you about this in a sec, but while I'm on it. So your life is like a video game, like Mario Kart, but it's up to you that you have to know how to get to the next level. And that's what
you're not going to keep going up. So it might be 2 years before you decide, right,
and
now
that's
I'm leveling up.
And that's whether you are in a job that is unpurposeful or fulfilling to you, a relationship, even friendships, whatever it is, like you need to be aware and come to a point of awareness to be like, right, do I need to level up here?
This episode is finished for me and I'm,
I want to go on to the new series. Like,
yes. And sometimes you'll drop out and in the level you'll fall off and you'll have a low point and then you'll,
I just don't want to say cue Mario, I
love it. But I do think you're right. And I mean, it's all, you said something as well. I was listening on the way up and it was like, you wouldn't take back any of the bad things that happened to you.
No, not at all.
I wouldn't take back any of them. I am in a better place now because of different ups and downs that have happened in my life. They have all brought me right here, sitting here with you.
I know. So, and right, for any of the listeners that are listening, okay, so like I followed like Anna and vice versa as well. And I saw she was on another podcast, right? Went in, had a little look at what you're up to. So similar we are, like between like your single journey, because you're still single now, aren't you?
I'm single now, yeah.
But even looking at the, your Instagram and the message you're putting out there, all about self-love, yourself, being single, gratitude, journaling. I'm like, girl, we're so similar.
It takes time to get there. I think, like I'm 41, right? And I'm 41.
I'm 40 this year.
I know because I saw it on your Instagram yesterday.
Do you like my new series?
I loved it with the
4 months to 40.
Yeah, I love this. But I actually feel weirdly enough, because you think I'd be panicking or something at this stage, but I am in the most content place single that I've ever been. I was panicking at 30 and now I'm 41. I'm like, and I've had relationships between now and then, but they have really kind of helped me grow and see, do you know what? It's not the be all and end all. You have a boyfriend now and you still have, I'm sure, normal problems like everyone else. I used to think when I was single that, if I had a boyfriend, everything would be okay. Yeah. That's not the case, not the case,
And this is the thing, like I was even saying like, I love my boyfriend. Yeah, we have a great relationship. But at the same time, it's a total different sort of relationship because I have a relationship with myself now. Like I'm like, if he went tomorrow, yes, I would be sad. Yes, it would be like upsetting and like etc. But I'm good. Like I'd be okay.
Same,
it wouldn't be like before where I was like, you nearly feel like your partner can be your whole personality. Yeah, you don't think it is, but it can be.
It can happen and easily.
Like, for being in relationships for like 20 years of my life, from the age of 17 to 37, and I was only single for a few months in between. I was like, Jesus, boyfriends. Even though I thought I was independent and free and etc. It was a big part of me.
Oh, massive. And it can easily happen.
And if he didn't come along and I didn't meet him at a singles night and an off chance, I know I'd still be single.
You were at a place, you were happy.
I'm happy out. Like, and he just came in at the right time and he's so chill, so calm, and he's a great, great guy, amazing guy. Otherwise, if he wasn't, see you later.
Yeah, because you're okay on your own. I've got there now, but it has definitely taken me, like I started my self-development journey only in 2020. So you're a long time at it. I started it and it was all about manifesting things, money, businesses, and I did manifest all of those things. And I had the podcast to go with it, bringing me people on the journey. So I wasn't claiming to be an expert, right? I was just like, I'm doing this. I'll take you on the journey with me.
I love that though.
Yeah. And I still don't claim to be an expert. But like things like I manifested, like I had, like literally I sat down. So in 2020, I sat down. I was like, right, I'm going to give this manifesting a go. but there was no spiritual stuff in it for me.
So what brought you to that point? Because there's always a point that brings you there.
You know, and I do think people say, oh, it's a big kind of a break or it wasn't a big break for me that I was like, bang, I'm doing this. I just felt, I suppose, it felt nearly like a bit of Groundhog Day in my life. I had been a singer in a band and then COVID came. And I was also a dental nurse 3 days a week. I was always doing 2, but I was dental nursing then. And I was just like, it's funny, I live in an apartment that I rent. I still actually live in this apartment. And the whole reason was so that I'd end up buying a house. And I will eventually, right?
In this climate, I'm going to be living in a Wendy house out my mum's back garden.
Yeah, and it's fine. And I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I have a lovely apartment and I'm very happy. But the whole thing was, I was waiting for someone to come and save me. And that is what was happening.
Yeah, we all want that rich man to have a lotto and say, listen, I have a gorgeous 5-bedroom house in Fox Rock. Here's a Porsche. You're going to be a kept woman. Fab.
Yeah, but it doesn't. No, and they're not coming to save you. No. And, you know, it's not a good place to be. I thought, it wasn't that I wanted, you know, it didn't have to be everything, just somebody that then we could buy a house together. Then I could start living my life. I felt like such a want really for a relationship. It was everything. And I realized, no, like that's not going to, you have to go get it yourself, you know. And I just started the journey kind of not even really knowing what I was doing, but I sat down and wrote out what I wanted to manifest. So I did my life in the future tense in 5 years' time. And I wrote down things like, now I mean at the time I was dental nursing and had zero idea of businesses or anything. And one of the things I wrote down was, I want my business running without me, and that, you know, I can just tip in and out of it. Now I've 2 businesses running without me, and I have 12 staff. And like, it's weird because it happened. I'm like, oh my God. But it kind of focuses you first on, what is it? Where do you want to get to? Because in my head, if I had a business and then I could buy this lovely house. But really, it's the journey along the way and the things that I learned from the ups and downs of business, etc. I had a Range Rover in this dream in 5 years' time, and I've learned so much. And in this 5 years' time, I lived in a beautiful house on the water. Now, in that 5 years, I have the business, so I manifested the businesses. And this was like, I didn't have a load of money in the bank, like a couple of grand, nothing major, right? And I often see things online, oh, my daddy of all people wouldn't be, he'd be like, you get out and do it yourself. We're not like that kind of a house. But I did manifest the businesses. I remember even saying, I want to manifest a man that I get on great with. You have to be really specific that you have the crack with. Because I did manifest a man that had the crack with.
I manifested my last 2 boyfriends, like down to exactly everything I wrote down.
So exact.
Like everything.
Yeah. Whereas I made a mistake and just wrote, we have the crack. Like we did have the crack, but there was so many other things that didn't work for us. And then the house on the water, he actually had a house on the water. It was just like weird. It was weird how I bought myself a Range Rover, ended up having to sell the Range Rover because I want to buy a house and just different things. So a lot of the stuff I manifested didn't work out, but I'm like, Jesus, you can actually do it. Like you can physically. The one thing I learned from the whole journey, the whole way along, there was parts of that I was sitting in my Range Rover crying, or I was, you know, looking at this beautiful view and I was very unhappy. You have to manifest. Inner peace is the first thing, not the things. And I didn't know that at all. So I've learned that in the 5 years. Physical things, they don't bring you happiness. You know, they're great and you can, and I will manifest more, I'm sure, but they are not everything. The inner peace is
it's your inner world.
It's your inner world. But I didn't know, but I know now.
Yeah,
you know?
It's calming the chaos.
Yeah, calming the chaos. That's it. And I was probably creating chaos for myself by manifesting this stuff.
Yeah.
But stuff is, you know, you can, and people listen to our podcast and they do manifest things. And, you know, I have manifested things, and, you know, we all like to have money and stuff, but it isn't the be all and end all.
Yeah. And it's so funny you say that, because I remember during COVID, my kind of like point was, I've always been into this, but I really went deeper into my, say, like healing, feeling, self-development in 2020 when I went through like a breakup and stuff. Yeah. But my manifestation visualization journey started 17 years ago.
Yeah.
I was 22, 23. Like I'm low key, high key, hyper fixated on this. That's why I'm like, I need to back out sometimes, because I love it. Like, and I know I'm grown to have balance now. So I remember I was after actually coming out of a bit of an abusive relationship. Mm-hmm. And I remember my cousin saying to me, she's the exact same to me, shout out Katie. and she was like, read the book, The Secret. Have you ever read this?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I read it and I was a bit like, oh, what's this about? Like, you know, she's like, no, it's really good. So I read it and I said to myself, like, I got it, but then I kind of had to skim over it again. I'm the type of reader, I have to read a page a second time for it to really go in, especially a self-development book.
Yeah.
So I started saying to myself, okay, I actually have the power here to create my own reality and bring things in by the energy I give out. Okay. So I remember one time I was working in Pennies at the time as a buyer, and little things, it was all about a big thing around manifesting. You probably know it's the feeling and the knowing. It's like, I already have this. Like, this is mine. Like, literally, Delulu is the Salulu.
It totally
Like,
delusional.
Delusional that, like, it is mine. I have it. Like you and your Range Rover, your business. Like, I have it. I'm writing it down. I feel it. I know it.
Yeah.
So I used to try things like, oh, a bus is going to come. I used to get the bus home. And normally they used to come every 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm just going to walk around the corner and I just feel it and know it. A bus is going to rock up. I used to play with the universe.
Yeah.
People think I'm probably touchless.
Yeah.
A bus would come and right. Or little things, you'd be in a car parking space. I'd be even with my boyfriend now or even my sisters and they'd be like, oh, there's no parking. I'm like, there will be a spot.
Yeah. Oh, I do that all the time.
You wait about 10, 20 seconds and a spot comes free and I always say, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
I always say 3 thank yous.
Yeah, I do that at the end of my podcast every week. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. It's all these little things, you know, that you can actually, the energy you put out is the energy you get back because you're vibrating at a certain frequency.
Yeah, it's totally.
And not an awful lot of people know that, like, there is actually physics and science behind manifestation.
Yeah, it's not woo-woo.
It's not woo-woo.
No.
Like, people call it woo-woo because it's like, oh, yes, you can write things down. It's like, how do you think the likes of, you know, CEOs, people like they have mantras, they have breathwork coaches, they have all these sort of things.
Yeah.
Because
no,
it's true.
It's not woo-woo. You can create. So I started doing it and no one would have created a business for me. I had to go do the work, but it did work. So it does work. And you can manifest. And manifest is, I suppose, you can create anything you want, but it's just putting your mind and your energy down to it. But there is kind of woo-woo energy stuff going on as well. And I've definitely seen that along the way, as in I would be more, unless I see the woo-woo side of it, I don't believe in it. But now I do. I have
like
seen
what?
enough
Tell
to
me.
know.
Give me examples.
Just things. There's things I can't really get into because you think I'm actually crazy, but I
Like
have
what?
seen. No, don't put me under pressure.
Do you realise you're actually like, if you were to say something, I guarantee you that's low key to me. Like, I have had some crazy shit.
Yeah, no, there's just been things
There's no
along the
judgment
way.
here as well.
No, absolutely not. I know that. But even screensavers I've had in my phone and different things that literally I would end up in that situation and you're just like, it just doesn't even make sense. You know, like there was a funny thing happened and I probably shouldn't say it. I was saying to a friend of mine only 3 weeks ago, I was like, you know, it would be lovely for me. Someone now like Danny from the Coronas. He's real arty and he's writing music and he's cool and someone like him. Now, I know he has a girlfriend, so I'm not after Danny or anything, but I said those words out loud 3 weeks ago. And then a week ago, I got a message from his sister being like, will you play before me in Kerry? You know, so I got an invitation to do a gig.
For the Coronas?
No, for his sister, Roisin, to play. And I was like, I feel like that's nearly the universe, nearly just a bit of fun.
100%.
A bit of fun. Because I haven't been asked by anyone else. I don't know them. I don't know her. And then the way it works, the link is too... And I'm like, what the hell? That's so random that I'm going to be playing, you know, supporting his sister in a few weeks' time. But it's just funny little things that even if I tried to explain them, some go, well, that's just the way that happened. Yeah, but like, it's weird that I said that to my friend 3 weeks ago. Not saying that that's a thing, but it's like it brings things into your orbit sometimes. There is a little bit of woo-woo stuff that you'd have to laugh when it happens. You're just like, this is so random. You know, what are the chances?
And do you think as well, now that you're saying that, you're actually giving me inspiration, because obviously we write things down a lot.
Yeah.
But do you notice the shift from when you say it out loud?
Yeah, sure, that happened. And you do, when you say things out loud, I think you believe in them as well more yourself. But there is the woo-woo stuff, because that's, no, I didn't go after that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, the universe will have a bit of crack at you sometimes.
That happens to me all the time. Like, even there could be little things that I'm just like, you know, let's say, for instance, if I wanted to work with a brand.
Yeah.
Or if I wanted to get, like, as in now I'm really loving, I'm doing like more events and workshops, private talks, all that.
Yeah.
And I wrote that down this year. Like I
that
put,
you wanted to do.
yeah, I put like when I was writing my goals, and also listeners, it's not too late to write down your goals as well, because we're quarter of the year already nearly done. So I was thinking of this, do a quarter check-in.
Yeah, what
And
have you
just be
done?
like, right, what's my audit like the last 3 months? Because you can always start now, just because it's like March. You're kind of like just checking in on yourself and seeing, but I done goals for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. It's not just like, what are my life goals?
Yeah.
Like you have to break it down into segments. But then it was like, okay, or even like work, career. It's working. Because then I done this in my workshops. I don't know, do you do this? Do you do vision boards?
Yeah, I have one in my room now.
Oh,
yeah.
I have one on my phone actually.
I used to do it on my phone, and it's really good.
Yeah,
like, really
and I have
good.
one as well. I do as a hard copy, but we'll get into that as well. But even I saw on your socials, right? And this is how I actually think we're connected in some weird way. So it was, I think, like the 28th of February, I was journaling, and I was like, do you know what? I feel the last 2 months have just been manic. I just need a week or two to prioritize myself and get all the life bits done. You know, like like your laser hair removal, your like life admin, I book a car service. I want to get like, female stuff done, like loads of little bits. And I called it the month, March is the month of me.
Yeah.
What did you put up on your Instagram?
What is it?
Me March.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's weird.
And I wrote a list, and I was like, okay, I'm going to write a list because I'm going to have a month of me in March.
Yeah.
Even though everyone else, the life goes on, but I'm actually going to get tasks done.
Yeah.
And I have
yourself.
a little checklist. I actually want to share this on my socials. And like lymphatic drainage massages, get my car service done, daily walks, washing my face, like little things to look after myself. Doesn't have to be a 10-step. This could be like 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, but you weren't doing those things, so you need to concentrate on them a little bit.
I want to focus on them a little bit more. And then I actually I was like, oh my God, you wrote that as well. Little things being like looking
None
after
of
you.
this is a coincidence that we're sitting here. None of it.
100%.
Like I never think
the invisible
that's,
string theory.
Yes.
Have you ever seen that?
I've definitely, and I do totally believe in it. None of it is. And whether it's good, bad, whether the people you meet that are, that you don't want in your life anymore, or your ex, or different things like that, like they're all meant to come, and they're all meant to teach you lessons, and all of these things they're all good, whether they're good or bad. They're all good, aren't they?
And what have you learned over the last few years from all this?
Definitely, like over the last 5 years, I've learned to love myself, which I'm so happy about. Like I really have inner peace now. And actually, like I went through a lot the last couple of years. And again, I was listening to you and I was like, she's fucking right. I don't want it to be my whole personality. I'm not a victim to anything, and I don't want to have a victim mentality, because everybody goes through things. But I was in a relationship, and I think as well, I was manifesting a relationship, right? And when it came along, I kind of like almost latched onto it, like, oh, this is what I've manifested. Yeah. And then, but it wasn't for me. I think the universe sent it to teach me some lessons, maybe. And in that, like I was living in Donegal, would you believe? I was up there for a year, and I felt very isolated. I didn't feel happy inside, and some of that was me. And, it just wasn't for me, no matter what. There's nobody at fault. It wasn't for me. And I could feel it. And it's funny, I will never not trust my gut again. I used to be saying to myself, my hormones, what is it? I remember driving to Letterkenny for a CBD oil because I was so anxious. I am feckin' grand. The last 12 months I've been grand. So it was my gut. 100% was my gut. And I've learned that. Trust your gut. But of course, everything in the surface looked like the perfect situation. So I kind of felt like it should be, but it just wasn't. And then it's funny, I still was going along with it and staying in it, even though I knew it wasn't right for me. And I actually fell pregnant. And I thought maybe, this is all meant to happen or whatever, but it was a surprise. And then at 15 weeks, there was a lot of complications. This only happened back last May. And I know now, like, the baby came and went, actually. And I've said this before, like, and I don't feel like I hard done by here, and I'm not trying to, but this happened. It was traumatic, like really traumatic. And at 15 weeks, I lost the baby, and my relationship broke down 4 days later, like, and I moved home from Donegal. So it was like a really hard time. But again, like, I don't want it to be something that is my whole personality, because it's not. I have so much else going on. This happened but this happened for a reason. The baby came and went for a reason. I know this now, 100%. I feel it was a blessing sent to me maybe, and to put me back on my path where I was meant to be.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad to be back on my path now. And, it's sad to talk about it. And of course, I'm still grieving, and it's part of it. And it was just so much all at once to lose a baby and a relationship like within a week and then to move home as well. Like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
So I've never actually gone through anything as much so intensely. And a lot of people talk about back then when I was in it, like, I'm still probably in the messy middle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not that long ago.
Yeah.
So I'm still trying to deal with that. But also then there's almost this, like, I suppose, post-traumatic growth going on as well. So you can be two things at once. My career is taking off, and my business is better than ever. All these things good have come. So I think that's even shown me that this was the path for me. But it was, what I've learned, I suppose, from all that as well is, when you're manifesting, don't just grab onto something because you think, oh, I've manifested this. Sometimes it's not forever. It's not meant to be forever. And, trust your gut is a huge thing that I've learned. And we all, like, it's not a fault of anyone or anything. It's just that wasn't for me. And I wouldn't listen to my gut. And they said a feather, then they said a truck is the universe will show you the way, and it showed me the way, and it has brought me back on my path now of where I was meant to be. But yeah, I think that I had, like, definitely too much of I needed a relationship. I wanted it. Like, now I'm not in that. I'm like, I've been there, done that. It doesn't, that didn't work out for me. Hopefully something will in the future, but it's more about me. And funnily enough, after all of that, I do feel I love myself a lot more. I feel more inner peace, even though I went through a traumatic time. Often they do say that does happen. Yeah. So I've learned a lot in the last few years. Yeah,
because like that was only last May, so thanks for sharing that as well, because I do think that's gonna hit home with a lot of people. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And like even sharing your own like story as well. Yeah. It gives you that pit in your stomach because, but even being able to speak about it as well is healing within itself. And you can only imagine, like you were saying, like you're 41, these things are happening to you, but it does give you nearly a sense of peace of going, I'm able to get pregnant, a relationship, I'm able to have a relationship with someone, but it's your choice, it's on your terms. Yeah. Do you know that way? Yeah. Because it's even settling as well with people, because I know I've settled with people, and I only ever realised that, I think, from being single. Yeah. I actually started to become more aware of being like, hang on, do I have patterns here? Yeah, we all do.
I have self-abandonment issues. Like, I would have learned from that. I abandoned myself too. Yeah. And it's not all someone else's fault. And I've never said that. There's two sides, and there's everyone has something that they're to blame for. And I would be to blame for myself. Self-abandoning, and that's something I'm probably a little bit embarrassed about nearly, but I did. But I've learned from that, so
But it is. Do you think it's getting older, or do you think it's the experiences that shape you?
It's the experiences and the time. I suppose you're getting older, you're learning. I definitely learned a lot from that, and learned that like I have patterns. We all have patterns. We can look at everyone else and be like, oh, they do this, and that's their pattern. But we have patterns too. I'm not saying I'm the perfect girlfriend. I don't think I am. I really don't think I am.
Perfectionism does not exist, by the way.
But I have my own little things to work on as well. Yeah. But little things.
I'd say...
Obviously, I'm fair.
No, but since you have I'm going to call my shit out now here. I'd say one thing I noticed with me, I'm hyper independent, right? So I'm like the oldest in my family as well. And then like my mum and dad would have had me when they were really young. Okay. So like I was nearly like the third parent as well. Yeah. So I'm like... hyper independent. But another thing would be being very masculine. Like when not now, I'm learning to ebb and flow my femininity.
Because I feel you're feminine,
Yeah, I am now. I've really started to harness that like over the years, and like slow down and be in my own power and just be comfortable, be content. Like, walk into a room, like I don't care if you don't like me. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to be liked. You'll see me crying in the corner.
I like him.
But like you too, babes. But being masculine, so even in relationships, this is what I mean. So I would do the things, be like, oh yeah, I'll book dinner, I'll book the holiday, oh, we're
were driving
sorted.
it.
I was the driver in the relationship, okay? They were good as well, but I was the force, if you get me, right? And I do think the majority of women are like that. But then one day you kind of wake up and go, hang on, I want him to book dinner. Hang on, I'd like him to bring me a cup of tea in the bed. Why would he? You're the servant, like you're the one driving, or
You've
you're the
created
mammy.
your own problem.
You've created this. So then when you decide to change and then you're sitting back waiting for them to do things, obviously they're not a mind reader and you're like, I want to be in my feminine energy. They're looking at you as if you've had 10 heads.
Yeah.
But they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I would have had this with my ex, and because I was on my healing journey with my ex. And he's a great guy.
So you were changing, you see.
I was changing when I was in this relationship. He knew this as well. Great guy. But I didn't realise this enough. So I wanted him to be all like, hand on foot, all this. But I was bringing it to the table as well. I was just, it was a bit chaotic. I was, because I was crying one day and then I was like, I want to be feminine. But then I wanted to do things. I was just sporadic. So then when I went off on my own single journey, I actually realised this, and just learning to slow down, be by myself, validate myself. I don't need an external source. Yes, it's lovely to get validation off people, but learn to validate yourself and affirm yourself and what's going on inside you, not look for the outside source, you know?
Yeah.
And I started to do that and, solo travel, do all these things and go all in on myself, write things down. What do I want? What does Emma want?
Yeah.
What does Anna want?
Yeah, not looking around going, what do I get validation for? Or what does he want? Or what does she... Yeah, what do you actually want? Yeah.
And I started to do that and I was like, hang on. Like, sometimes we are a passenger princess in our life.
Yeah.
But we need to be like the driver. We need to be like, hang on a minute.
This
is going into fifth gear here now.
Yeah. You're finding the happy medium between, like, I want to be feminine. I want
Have you
to
seen
be...
your outfit today, Slay?
Thank you, darling.
Obsessed.
But I want that, but yet I'm driving my own businesses. I'm running this, I'm running that. That's all quite masculine energy. I'd love someone to say, Anna, it's okay. You just relax there.
But at the same time, would you?
I don't know.
Would you, though?
I don't know.
I've always thought about this. Like, I have my moments. I'm like, I just want to be a Cap woman. I would be bored out of my tits.
Yeah.
Here's me. I think we would like the idea of it to relax, but we love the hustle because the contentment and fulfillment we get from our drive, from our passion.
Yeah, I'm very passionate as well.
This is the thing.
Yeah. I really enjoy, getting up today, coming up here. It's all towards my goals, and it's, And that, look, creating, and it's funny because being creative is feminine, but then driving things is kind of masculine. There's masculine and feminine
in every
flow. Yeah.
It's both sides. It's like the infinity symbol. You need it to flow like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
But I like a man and maybe sometimes we're our own worst enemy, but I would want my man to be more masculine than me, and it's probably hard to find because I'm doing so much,
No, it's not. Do you know?
Yeah.
It's not.
I shouldn't say that because when you put it out there,
that's your negative. That's your negative beliefs.
Yeah.
Your limiting beliefs.
Yes.
You're limiting yourself.
Yeah.
But even like that, I remember talking about lists of men. I remember my last 2 relationships, and I was sitting there. I was like, right. I wrote things down specifically. I was like, I want this. Anyways, it came true. I wouldn't have thought that because when I was like, I want a guy who's more masculine than me, but a little bit feminine at the same time, soft.
Okay,
soft.
yeah. See, that's it. You have to be.
Yeah,
careful.
I want that ebb and flow. And my boyfriend now is like that. Okay. Like, he's masculine, but he's kind, he's calm.
I was going to ask you.
When he walks into a room, like he'd sit there, but you'd know, like, if something happened, he will fuck shit up. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
James
you want.
is like that in the
a
back.
bit about
James.
I was talking to
James
my
was
friend.
my podcast.
I was
like
talking
that.
to my friend last night. I was like, oh, like that. I was listening to you saying about, when you met your boyfriend, it was kind of boring. And I'm at a stage now that I'm very much like in a good place, and I'm meeting these like really stable guys that are really safe, and I'm like, come on, like I'm getting bored so easily
because you're craving the chaos.
I'm craving the chaos. I'm like, I said to my friend last night, like, he doesn't have to be a full blown gangster, but like part-time, semi, like a retired gangster would do me. It's just like, I'm so like, I'm healed and all. Are you writing this down? Like, part-time gangster. But like, I just am and have been always attracted to the bit of boldness. I just love it.
But we always love the bad
Yeah.
boy. It's the thrill seeker.
I
Hello.
know, but then we give out about them then. And I'm past it, okay? I'm not going to go for that again. But I would say it's just the boringness of healthy. I'm not there yet with that either. Do you know what I mean? There just has to be some sort of a happy medium. So, yeah.
Yeah, but you're allowed that, but it's finding which is the limit.
Yeah, exactly.
It's knowing your limit, because we've all been there where you're like, oh, I love the chaos, and then it gets into an absolute
that turns into
cesspit.
it turns into a disaster. Yeah,
and then you're
exactly.
like, that was my doing.
Yeah,
you were in the mix. As
What
well.
do I always say? If you're buying a ticket to the circus, it's your own fault. You know, if you're buying the ticket,
Round
you
up the
shouldn't be at
troops.
the
There's
circus.
gonna be lions. There's gonna be tamers, clowns.
Honest to God, but yeah. So it's just finding that happy medium, and look, I suppose, yeah, just you want something safer. But you did say that when you met your boyfriend first, it took time.
Oh, it did.
Yeah, because it wasn't chaotic.
No. And like, I don't think I've spoke about this on the podcast, because I remember at the start when I was dating him as well, I was like, it was very like slow. Okay. And me as a person, I like things like, like bam, 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 bam.
Same, yeah.
But I'm learning that's not healthy.
No, that's not.
No, you need to go, even with myself, my inner self being like, you don't need to tick all the things off the list today. One or two things today. Because I've lived in that, how'd you say, fight or flight for years. That like stress, that cortisol, like up until I'm still in it, and I'm learning how to like balance myself out the last few years. But, going for like one day a week and like just texting, real like calm. And then I remember then there was a point I was like, he's a nice guy, right? But then the sabotage comes in. I'm like, but what does he want from me? Do you know what I mean?
God,
like,
yeah.
where's this going to go? And blah, blah, blah. And I was jumping ahead about 20 steps. And then I just kept saying, and this really helped me and any listeners who is like, navigating dating, go with their actions, not their words. Even though their words are saying, I enjoyed spending time with you. Yeah, that is nice. But the actions need to back it up by, booking it another day. Or saying, do you want me to pick you up? Or I picked a restaurant. Or do you know what? I heard you liked Italian. You said that to me. I booked that for you. So little things like that. I was going saying, Emma, just go off the actions. You're getting to know this person. He's a stranger. Just let it tick along and still focus on you. Yeah. It's not going to be your whole personality. But even little things, which I loved, which is the bare minimum, by the way, guys. It's not princess treatment. When he listens to you, a big thing for me is when you listen to me. If I'm going to listen to you and hold space for you, I expect that vice versa. You're not sitting there scrolling on your phone, like fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even little things, I remember I said, I'm gluten intolerant. Now sometimes I do eat gluten. I'm not going to lie. Like, give me the pizza.
Yeah.
But
you're semi-gluten intolerant.
Yeah, I semi. Yeah, but when I'm looking after myself and being like healthier and stuff, I'm gluten intolerant because I got tests done or whatever for this as well. If anyone comes at me. Yeah. But so it's not something I just made up. So my sisters always say that. What's going on? No, I actually. So, anyways. And I says, I'm just gluten intolerant, blah, blah. So I remember then he was like, I just went to the shop there and I got you like gluten-free bread. I'm going to make you a sandwich. This was like 2-3 weeks in. And I was like, see something like that, so small, he listened to you. Do you know what I mean? Or little things being like, what was it? I think I said over in his a few weeks in, and he was like, I just got you like a new face wash and like a Dove body wash. Oh, God. I was like, oh my God. But straight away, us as girls are like, oh my God, he's the one. We're going to have kids and run off into the sunset.
I'm almost uncomfortable with that, to be honest. I'd say that's more a reflection of me.
But I used to be like that. I'm like, shower me with it all. Because I actually read this thing and I said it to my sisters the other day. And I never saw something so true. So, you're dating a boy when you have to care for him like his mother. Mm-hmm. You're dating a man when he cares for you like a little girl.
Yeah. And there is a big difference. I always say that he's like, man. Is he one of the boys or is he a man? Like there's a difference.
This is the thing where now I know it sounds crazy. Like I am dating a man, like, because even I was saying this to my sister Claudia and I was like, I'm the baby girl. Like now I know I can be like the sass and I know I can like, But I let him treat me like that, being like, come here, I'll put a blanket over. Do you want a cup of tea? And I'm like, yeah, please.
Yeah.
Do you know where before I'm like, do you want a cup of tea? Is everything okay?
Yeah, you were driving, you were in your masculine, you were the not controlling, but controlling the relationship,
Yeah.
steering it. And I've done that. And again, I will throw my hands up in the air. I have done that.
So do you want to be the baby girl? Or
I do. Just someone come along. I want to be the baby girl.
Oh my God.
Just tell me everything will be okay. And buy me Dove shower gel.
Yeah,
That'll
I know.
do me.
Yeah,
And a
Dove
diamond,
sponsored
obviously.
collab going on here, please. Thanks, Mel. Giving you a shout out. Saw the Bridgerton collection, by the way. But yeah, I think it's at that point as well. Like I'm at a place now. You're probably similar that I'm open to receive. Like I'm not afraid. Where I think I had this wall up of being the protector. You know, like looking after, say, like my siblings, being like the third parent that you're
you were
like
afraid to let
the
go.
boss bitch, afraid to let go. Now I'm like,
Yeah.
I just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know. You
Is it
have
turning
to,
40 or like
you
I'm just
have to
over
let
it?
go. Yeah, look, I think you learn that having control over everything, it doesn't work. It'll crash and burn anyway. So there has to be a stage that you can relax and you can just be. You know, it's hard though.
I know.
Yeah.
And even saying that as well, do you know what came into my head there about Baby Girl? Did you see that movie, Baby Girl?
No.
Oh my God, the woman Nicole Kidman, and she's like she's a boss
No, is it new?
bitch. I think it was out last year, and my sister was like to me, Emma, you're gonna love it. And I was like, what do you mean? Obviously it's a bit raunchy.
Yeah.
And she's a boss. I think she's in her like 50s or whatever. And then she goes after the intern, and they have like this mad like affair and all, but she obviously is submissive towards him.
Okay.
Like he's the dom, like.
Yeah.
But it's mad.
Yeah.
Just while that came into my head, I was like, oh my God.
No, I must watch that.
It is.
Watch tonight
It's
now.
yeah, too. Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then going back to, I was actually going to ask you about your, what was it? You had something there about your manifesting. I don't know what it was. What are you manifesting at the moment?
I'm loving the inner peace that I have. I'm manifesting at the moment. I'm being very specific. So I'm manifesting. I'm releasing music this year. So
Hence the guitar.
Yeah, I have written an album. So, you know.
Amazing.
Yeah. And again, all these opportunities have come post trauma. And I'm like, you know, I wrote an album. Songs are very much, for me anyway, it's the creating that process that there is actually music therapy is an actual thing. And I feel like my therapy was in those songs. Every bit of me is in those songs and my trauma and everything that happened. And then, so at the moment I have goals. Look, I just want to stay happy inside. That's very important to me. But obviously we want to be getting on as well in business and stuff. So I have business goals. I want to have a number one podcast in self-development. So the Gratitude Attitude podcast, if you want to give it a listen.
Shout out.
That's a big goal for me. But again, I'm constantly saying, well, am I taking action towards that today? I'm taking action towards that. I'm here on your podcast. It's all little things add up. Chipping away, as I always say. I would like to have a number one hit single. That's on my... And look, I always say, aim high, and then you will have fun on the way. Whatever happens on the way. You know what I mean?
True.
If I end up, I'm going to play a gig now with Roisin. No, I'm going to, fun things. Sitting here with you is fun. You only have now. Yesterday is just not real, and tomorrow is not real. So we only have today. But it's having those goals, and they'll bring the fun times in between. If you hit them, brilliant. I hope to hit them.
Yeah.
But I mean, the whole thing is having fun along the way. That's really how I'm looking at it now, and living in the moment more is kind of more of my, but it's good like to have big goals. I'm like, I want to be on the 3 Arena stage. Something will happen and I will end up there.
Yeah.
Something will happen. But if not, you'll hit other goals on the way. That'll be great crack. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at.
And I think you're so right, because even when a lot of people would ask me, and probably ask you as well, like on your podcast and even on socials as well. I love the healing, the feeling. I love an L cry.
Yeah.
I love talking about and getting deep. But then there comes a point where I was at a place where I nearly wasn't allowing myself to have fun, because I thought I had to do more healing and be in this be in that space.
Yeah.
And I remember my mom said to me, being like, Emma, you need to go out and have fun. You need to just learn to have the crack. And my mom she's great. And I've become so close with her over the last few years. And I was like, you're so right, that I was going so deep into like, all the rituals and just being, in it. And I wasn't having fun. So I say the last few years, going to festivals, going out, having, you know, the occasional drink, doing fun things, going to events, having a laugh, letting go and not care. Because I was so afraid, not only a judgment of people, but judging myself, being like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Like, should you not be home meditating in that room now?
No, you have to have fun along the way. Absolutely.
Like, let go.
Yeah, let go and have the crack, I think, is very, very important. Whatever you enjoy. I'd always go, for example, to the Galway races for a few days with the girls. And
great crack.
Great crack. You just couldn't beat the crack
Are you in Galway?
Am I? No, I'm not from Galway. I'm from Tipperary, but it's not too far away.
You should come to my singles night in Galway next month.
Oh.
It's in Salt Hill.
Oh, I love Galway. And
it's on a Saturday night.
I'm manifesting a house in Salt Hill. That would be just so fab. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on. I'll give you the details. So, like, it's gonna be on my Eventbrite Instagram, and it's on in the Beacon, Salt Hill.
Lovely.
Saturday the 18th of April, 7 to 10, pub quiz, men, women, crack. Dingle Gin are sponsoring it with drinks.
Brilliant.
Yeah, they got onto me. So I was like, great crack. So for any listeners out there who are, whether you want to travel, because I think they even said to me, Emma, I can get you a good rate on the Galway Bay Hotel if people want to stay.
I only stayed there 2 weeks ago. This is weird.
This is
wild. This is wild. I love Galway. She's
going to start singing Galway,
you cannot beat Galway. I think Galway, love it. It's so arty. It's so cool.
It's probably my favourite.
Oh, it's my favourite city.
I do love a bit of Kilkenny though.
Yeah. No, I'm Galway.
But Galway is my numero uno.
Mm-hmm. I love Galway. I'm definitely going to come. What date is that on?
18th, Saturday the 18th of April.
Oh, I'll be
so there. Like a month away.
Yeah,
when
great.
You think of it.
No, I'll be there and I'll book the hotel and I'll pay for it myself. And I'll
brand ambassador.
Yeah, no, I love it. No, I'll definitely go. And like one thing I will say, for the first time in my life, even though I know we've chatted a lot about it, I don't know if 2026 is actually I'm open to meeting a man, but I'm not centering it. I'm really like
it's not your personality.
It's not at all. And I kind of have a funny feeling that this is the year for the music, the podcast, all that stuff. And often that's the time you do meet somebody, but it isn't. I have this feeling it's not now. It'll come, you know, when the time is right. But I'm happy to go to a singles event and be open to that.
But it's a confidence builder. This is the thing about singles events.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I was going to meet my boyfriend there, but I was doing it to just meet people, have the crack and be the host. I was so like doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And do you know what? You're nearly meeting girls there as well.
Yeah, you do.
And you're like, oh, geez, I'll meet up for a coffee. Or, oh my God, he was a really nice guy. I had a good conversation. I'd never ask a guy for a number, but tonight I did.
Yeah.
It's just a confidence builder.
Yeah.
Do you know, I even said to my sister to come because she's nearly a year and a half single and she hasn't been on a date.
Yeah.
And she never will go on dating apps. And I'm like, no, do you? Like she's like, I just want to just meet someone or if he asks me out on a date. And I was like, yeah, stick to that.
Yeah.
Stick to that and see how you go.
And you know what? There's a lot to be said because when I was single, say for the first 6 months of being single, I had absolutely like zero interest. You know, last year, obviously after the baby, everything was like, I don't, like that is not at all where I'm at. Like, whereas now I'm more open to dating and stuff like that. But for the first 6 months, I was like, no, I'm not, like, definitely not going on apps anyway, that's for sure. But I actually did date a few people from meeting them in natural, like, you know,
it's
out and about.
because you put that out there, you're like, I don't want that.
I was on a hike. This guy just got chatting to. It was lovely. And like, we went a few dates. It was just lovely. And it just naturally came to an end. It wasn't forever. And like, lots of these things aren't. I think we need to accept that. It's just you meet nice people along the way. Instead of being bitter and, like, you know, there's no man out there. There's lovely people out there. Yeah. And you will only attract negative if you're always like, you know, negative about dating. But it was funny. I was full 6 months, no apps. And there was very little time that somebody wasn't asking me on a date or there was something that I was naturally meeting people in real life. So it does still happen, would you believe?
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And even going back to something which I actually wanted to talk to you about and it was on my list of things which really helped me and I think has changed a lot over the years from healing is music, right? So I'm a big, like, I love all sorts of music, right? And I've always been like an R&B, hip hop girly. But I feel when you do start, you know, becoming more aware, healing, developing, growing your own self, music is therapy.
It is therapy.
So, and it's learning to decipher and dissect music into how you're feeling. So I have I'd listen to different music in the morning, afternoon and evening. So like in the morning, I listen to 528 hertz. So like frequency. Okay. So like, you know, it's all about, you know, abundance.
Yeah.
And
you're doing the work.
Your bells or whatever like that. Don't listen to it every day. But like real just easy, soft. And then it could be acoustic during the day is like upbeat and nighttime back again. But then when I'm depressed or if I'm sad, one of my biggest things where I remember if I ever want to cry, I just listen to like London Grammar,
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, I do. I feed into that. If I'm
feed
feeling
into
sad,
the feel.
I will put on sad Taylor Swift songs.
So
and
I
I'll
can
just,
cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, I actually feel like a cry and I
Yeah.
listen and I just sit with it and then that's that. Or if I feel I'm a bit low and I want to pick myself up, then I listen to the feel good. But if I feel I'm in a bit of a bass mood, I'm like Fleetwood Mac, Sade, like,
Yeah.
you know, let's listen to just like...
Music is energy. It so is. And like
100%.
it's so funny that I've ended up back playing music again. And really, I think a lot of the time, I don't know, it's like self-sabotage or something, but like I've done a lot of things in my life and I have my businesses and I have, you know, my podcast is successful and all these things, but I'd be dancing around the thing that I should be doing, which is music. I know that that's where I am fully sitting in alignment is music. I can do all of these other things and I like them, but the music is alignment to me, and it's taken me till now to really see that and just fucking do it. And I'm not doing the music from a lack at all. I'm doing it because I enjoy it. And luckily enough, look, there is people that maybe are entering the music business that they need it for money. And I think if you're in that mindset, it's hard because you're coming at it from the lack. This needs to be number one. I'm not like, I'm just like, I have my businesses, they're running away.
This is your passion.
This is my passion that can also, it's like I would say going to the gym. We don't go to the gym the first day and look and see where the six pack is. The byproduct of me releasing music, you know, could possibly be, you know, more money, but like that's not really the focus at all. It's like the byproduct of the gym will eventually be a great body, but you're going for the mind. You're not going for the six pack. And I think if we can look at our creative projects that way, if you're lucky enough to be in that position, it's a good place to be. So that's where I'm at with the music. And again, like then just attracting so much into my life because I'm not in the lack. If you can get out of the lack, it's a good place to be. And with the music, definitely.
It's such a good, valid point, especially connecting to your music, but even just saying that about the lack, because I know I'd get that myself, similar to you. But when you come to a point, like even say like me with the podcast, you with your podcast, you know, this isn't sponsored. I'm not getting money for this. Do you know what I mean? But I do it because I love doing it. And then it's an extension of me. And something might come of it, but it's I do it for my own.
You have to zoom out 100%. I think like this is what I'm realizing and I'm learning. None of this, if I thought every time I pick up my phone to do a story, am I getting paid for this? I getting paid for this today? I'm not. If I'm coming up, I love it. So I'm here today because I enjoy this, and there will be other opportunities. And this, I mean, you are a business yourself. You are a personal brand, Emma. So this, I don't think that you, and that's a different podcast, but I don't feel that this, just because you've no sponsor here, that means nothing. You should be doing this. This is part of you as a brand. So this is helping you with your other bits and pieces, your singles nights, your this, your that. It all feeds in. And you know what? At the end of the day, we'll be dead long enough. If you're enjoying this, if this isn't any skin off your nose, keep doing it. And that's what I'll be doing. I do my podcast. I've done 100 episodes.
Have you?
Yeah, I've done 100 episodes. And only now am I moving to a studio. Only now am I going to get sponsorship. So... But those 100 episodes, I've enjoyed every one. And I did one this week and it's all about what have I learned in the 100. I have come full circle.
How long did that take you?
3 years. Yeah. So I think I'm just proud of myself. Like I think it's 1% of podcasts get to 100. And I'm like, sure, if I do nothing else, didn't I do that? And it's something to feckin' talk about. We don't have to be getting paid for everything. And your passions, you know what? Sometimes getting paid for them, it shouldn't be about that. It should be, and I've learned that in the music business because I was in the music business for years as a professional musician. And it was hard for me to get my head around this whole new thing of doing my own songs and stuff. But I've completely switched over. I know opportunities will come. I know there will be in the future, possibly. But I don't think that we should have our creative projects directly connected to money, if possible at all. If you're lucky enough that you don't have to do that, like have your podcast. If you want to be on social media, for example, if someone's looking at or listening here and they think, oh, but like I've no followers. Fake it. It doesn't matter if you have any followers. It doesn't matter if you're not. If you enjoy the creative process of making a story on your Instagram, chatting to people, making a reel, just do it because you want to do it. And opportunities will come then. I
think that's this is so wild, right? I was thinking of this in the car because you might feel like you have a platform on social media and so do I. You have a podcast, so do I. You have a passion outlet and your work as well.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, a lot of people would nearly think, oh, you're getting stuff for free. And I'm so grateful that I do get stuff, but I only get things that like I like to post about, you know, whether it's makeup, wellness products or whatever. But I do think a lot of people sometimes don't realize the amount of work that, you know, people put in to actually even get those like gifts. You know, that way, like, so, you know, you go onto your page, you're doing 10 videos for free.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing your podcast for free.
It's a whole bigger picture.
It's a whole bigger picture. And
I've
it's
done
like,
100 episodes for free.
You've done
if I want to
100
get
episodes
a bear by
for free.
Vogue tan and say thanks very much, I fucking will. That
my
has
God,
taken me hours of work. So, actually, we get a bad rap.
Oh, no, 100%.
You know?
But I do think it is changing as well, because I even hate the word like influencer, content creator, whatever it is. I just like to inspire. I like to inspire and help people. And along the way, if I do get a freebies and I'm going to show about
none of them would say
so
no.
be it.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But I do think it's like, for anyone even out there who wants to start Instagram, their own podcast.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't be like, so what if you're cringe? Just do it.
Yeah, be cringe and don't care. Like if there's two people listening,
cringe as
if you're
fuck.
enjoying doing it, it doesn't matter how many people are following, how many people are listening, how many likes you get. It doesn't matter, or whatever it is. If it's writing, I always say this as well. Like I write music, and people say they do validate me. You might be like, "Oh, that was a great song," but art is art. So if I want to write a shit song, that's still art. That's being creative. And it's only your opinion whether it's good or not. But the process of sitting down and painting a picture, just because you're not good at painting, who says you're not good? It's the creative process. And as Irish people, I think we've kind of pushed away a lot of our creativity because it has to be validated. It has to be good. You can write a song
because of social media. It's the validation of it.
You don't. Your song, it doesn't matter if your song is good or bad. That's just somebody else's opinion. The sitting down and the writing. I started knitting this year. I'm shit at knitting, but I'm loving life knitting my little scarf.
I
There's
really
a little
want to
joke
do
going on in our house.
crocheting.
Who owns this scarf? I keep saying, I have a 22-year-old son. I'm like, Danny, this is your scarf now. It's nearly finished. And he's like, well, I won't be wearing the scarf. But it's a joke, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Sitting in and knitting, or sitting in and playing guitar, or writing a song, or painting a picture, or drawing. Why do we stop doing these things? We do them when we're kids. Why do we stop doing them when we're adults?
I have this conversation all the time.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Like your brain is like my brain.
Yeah, we should be doing these things because we like them.
As a child, we used to do things like, I actually said this on I think it was my last podcast or whatever. And it was all about going back to your inner child. What did you do and what brought you joy when you were younger? So for me, it was like art. I love history. I used to do horse riding. Climbing trees, dancing.
Or even things like going for a cycle.
Painting, cycling.
But I actually think...
with one hand.
I'm going to say this straight out, right? Someone needs to hear this.
Rollerblading in the park.
Well, yeah, but cycling now has become such a snobby thing. I understand that people are into cycling, but I have a friend and her husband is he's like a professional cyclist, and he'd nearly jokey but snigger at me going out with my little mountain bike. Go out for a fucking cycle. You don't have to have all the gear. You don't have to have the special bike. Do you remember when you were a kid you cycled to the shop? That's such a nice feeling.
I know.
Go do that. Pull out the old bike. You don't have to be a professional. Go if you like running. You don't have to be a runner. You always feel this pressure now because everything is so categorized.
Yeah.
Just get on your mountain bike and off you go.
You need the certain runners. You need the backpack. You need the gels, the running glasses. Just put on a pair of runners and leg it around the block.
Yeah, it's fine. Go do it. Get on your bicycle.
Get on your bike.
It's grand. I do it in Lanzarote. My brother's a pub, and shout out O'Connor's in Playa Blanca has a pub over there, but I go over there a lot. I'm over there for Paddy's Day now playing music. And
lovely.
But we've an old rusty bike out there. I live my best life.
Yeah.
Cycling around Playa Blanca.
Go to the
with
beach.
my little thing. Going to the beach. It's not like I'm racing down the road, timing myself on a Garmin. I'm just cycling. We used to when we were kids.
I know.
Yeah.
I feel so free doing that because I remember when I went to Bali there 2 years ago.
Oh, lovely.
And Gili T is a small island, but there's no cars. There's only horse and carts and bicycles.
Is there any better feeling than cycling around?
I felt like I know I was Gili T, but it was real like Jamaican, like island vibes.
Yeah.
And you just cycle around. You had your bikini top, pair of shorts. You could be barefoot. And I was like, this is heaven.
Yeah.
And then I got a bike then for my birthday that year when I came home off my ex gorgeous baby blue basket. Fucking in his house raging.
Oh no.
But I just it is what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, it just ended. I couldn't end up getting it. And then I was like, I just have to let her go.
Let her go.
Now I'm in an apartment now, but I'll get a new bike.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
There'll be better bikes to come. Yeah.
But because my mum
That's not a metaphor now.
No.
There'll be better bikes to come.
There'll be better bikes to come.
Better. Much better coming. But anyway.
You like riding those bikes?
I love it. But yeah, the bikes only get better as you get older, I think.
Oh, definitely. It's the rusty ones, that are in Lanzarote.
It's a price, yeah. That's what definitely just getting down a rusty bike
I'm
there.
telling you. Oh, come here. Yeah. So going back to that then, we've covered what you're manifesting.
Yeah.
You've covered your beautiful story that I'm so delighted that you shared with us today on all of the above.
It's all the ups and downs. Everybody's going through them,
Like I say, it's like Ronan Keating. Life is a roller coaster, just get around.
Yeah, it's so true.
And singing along, you actually brought your guitar for us today, which is something new I've never had on the pod.
Yeah.
Are you going to sing us a little bit of a tune to end?
Yeah, I am going to play you a song. So I'm gone all kind of arty-farty now, and I like to do my own music. So I'm going to do a little song that I wrote myself. And it kind of goes well with my podcast because the gratitude, attitude, the manifesting, all that. This is called Lucky Me. So I went through my journey and I came out the other end, and I feel like I am lucky to be where I am now. So that's what this song is about.
Thank you. Well, before we head off and listen to your beautiful song, thank you so much for coming on. I actually have a rapid fire round.
Cool.
I'm going to ask you as well. So, night in or out?
Night in.
Single life, feel the freedom or crave the chaos?
I better say single life, and I'm leaving the chaos behind.
Okay. Yeah. Biggest ick in dating?
Oh, if they even flinch when the bill comes, they have to own it. I've got this. That has to be
true.
Yeah,
yes.
It's not the money.
Yeah.
It's the energy of a guy that would be 50-50. Well, no.
Yeah, see you later. I didn't know we were friends. Mm-hmm. Didn't know we were coming out as friends. That's what my little thing is. So when someone's like, oh, we go Dutch, I'm like, I didn't know we were catching up as friends.
No. If you're going to ask a woman out on a date, you take her on a date.
Yeah, take the reins.
Yeah.
Hidden talent?
God, I use all my talents. What would be my hidden talent? Ooh, I can't say. Knitting. We'll say knitting.
Okay.
I'm not that good at it, but yeah.
Tell me something no one knows.
Oh my God. What could I tell you? Something nobody knows about me. Can I come back to that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me think about it.
Favorite song and why?
God, it's hard to pick a favorite song, isn't it? Let me think now. I think I love listening to a bit of folk even. I love Caledonia, those kind of songs.
Vibes. Yeah, love.
Yeah.
If you were to switch lives with a celebrity, who would it be?
J-Lo.
J to the Ella
Yeah,
with her
I love
orange
her.
drink at the corner store.
I'm obsessed with
bag
her.
of chips.
She's so cool. Yeah.
Going to the bodega.
Yeah.
Animal. What would your animal be?
I'd say dog. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favourite pickup line?
If someone is just brave enough to actually come up and chat you up, that's very attractive. Men should do that.
Yeah, but do you have a little cheesy pickup line?
That I use myself?
Yeah.
No, I would never chat someone up. No, they'd have to chat me up. This is probably why I'm single. I'm the problem.
Okay. It's me. Hi.
I'm like, no.
Favourite snack?
Crackers and cheese.
Yum. And if you had a plot twist, what would it be?
That I'd get married and have kids.
Okay, lovely. Well, thanks so much. I loved that. And what tune are you going to play for us today?
I'm going to do one I wrote myself called Lucky Me.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Lucky Me. Lately I feel like I'm losing you. I never got my something, borrowed something blue. And maybe next time I find something true. I'm wasting my time here loving you. Lord knows I've tried to see behind those eyes. Well, I hope it all was worth it, playing silly games. You barely scratched my surface, so baby, that's a shame. I found out all your secrets, you told me all your lies. Well, boy, I dodged a bullet, lucky me. I will never be your bride. Lucky me. My eyes are open now. I see through that there was nothing down deep in you. I believed your stories, they broke my heart, but you pulled on my strings right from the start. Lord knows I've tried to see behind those eyes. Well, I hope it all was worth it, playing silly games. You barely scratched my surface, so baby, that's a shame. But I found out all your secrets, you told me all your lies. Well, boy, I dodged a bullet, lucky me. I will never be your bride. Lucky me. Well, boy, it all came out. What you're all about. Well, I hope it all was worth it, playing silly games. You barely scratched my surface, so baby, that's a shame. But I found out all your secrets, you told me all your lies. Well, boy, I dodged a bullet, lucky me. I will never be your bride. Lucky me. Lucky me. Lucky me.
Amazing. Absolutely love that song. Like, so empowering. I was at a stage where I was like, there was tears in my eyes.
Thank you, Emma.
Honestly,
Thank you so much.
I really, really loved it. And I really wanted to come to the singles night in Galway. I think it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And also, so for what's going on with your music, where is your next events, and where can people follow you on Instagram?
So I am all over the internet, Anna O'Connor on Instagram.
She gets around.
TikTok. I am releasing music this year, so that will be the first song that I'm going to release.
Yeah.
So lucky me, watch out for it. I'd say if you follow me on socials, I'll kind of keep you in the loop. I'm doing a few gigs like that. I'm supporting Roisin and Kerry in May. There's a few things on the way. So yeah, follow me on my little journey. I'm the Gratitude Attitude as well as my podcast. If you want to listen to me weekly, the ups and downs of my life. And yeah, thank you so much for having me, Emma.
Thank you. It has been so special, and definitely a chat and an episode I'll remember on all the above.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.